12:30 a.m. The Blaze, your wild man Ron Thomas on the People's Station. And you know, a lot of people have been waiting on me. I said I was going to have a special announcement, and it is kind of fitting that I make this special announcement with one of my favorites. And when I say one of my favorites, because I have three of them in the CSRA, that's Nelson Curry and the Class Band, and also Joe Nice and Mr. David, aka Pressure. I just wanted to come on and say a couple of things because this is my last show, and I'm explaining some things and tell you about them. And it's kind of fitting that I start my conversation off with Nelson Curry and the Class Band. And as you know, that I've been playing their music forever and ever in a day. And I'm not mad at them or anything, but their leaving the station had nothing to do with, let me see how to put it, had nothing to do with some things, organizational things that was happening, and they just didn't fit for a certain reason. You know, had a lot to do with Facebook Live. You know, when something was wrong, general manager couldn't come in and talk to him because Facebook Live was on and everything. But then that's what happened with them. And if I had my way, I would have worked some things out. But sometimes, you know, you have to make that decision. And I just happened to be the one that had to say, hey, you got to go. You got to go, you know. But Pastor Harden, let me tell you, that lady, I told her when I first came on board, and she came on board. We came on around the same time a year ago. And I told her that she could be the voice in the mornings of Augusta. She's doing a fantastic job up here. And I got to get this straight because we had Street Justice on. And he said that he wanted to know about the money for Janelle. Kelby Walker started a week ago, this Monday. And he wanted to know, he said one of the things that he wanted to know was about the money for Janelle. I never wanted to know about the money about Janelle because I know that Pastor Harden is a pastor. She does the right things. You know, go back to when I was growing up, the preacher, you know, everybody would say things about the preacher and he was doing this and he was doing that. Preachers, when I was growing up, had to have two jobs. You know, the preaching wasn't his main job. You know, he had churches that didn't take care of him and everything. And Pastor Harden has a church with no walls, you know, doing great out there in the community. You know, I commend her on that. You know, she did the feed the community thing and with no monies coming from the station. You know, her and the general manager would be out there fixing hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids. And I would be up here running the board for it so it would be live, you know. We didn't get paid for that. You know, we were the people station. And I just want to say that billboard situation, it broke her heart when that man took Janelle off of that billboard. And I went on the air and said some things that I shouldn't have said and really kind of like put the station in harm's way. But, you know, I said what I had to say. And saying that, I'm trying to say that as far as I know and I'm concerned, that Pastor Harden didn't do anything wrong with the donations for Janelle. Let me say it again so y'all can hear it. Pastor Harden did nothing wrong with the donations for Janelle. And I think that people who say that they want to know about the money, all they have to do is go up and ask her about the money. I remember when they were collecting donations, clothing, and monetary money for Janelle's sister, that the uncle said he didn't want it, you know. And when he said he didn't want it, that he took what was collected, you know, the cards and everything. And after that, they didn't raise no more funds to go to the baby sister. But they did raise money for the billboards and everything. They didn't raise no money for her funeral because in their heart, and God was not saying raise money for a funeral. So that's what I'm going to say about that with Pastor Harden. You know, it kind of hurt me to hear the things about Pastor Harden. And I'm a straight up kind of guy. Street Justice, he was on here and had an opportunity to speak his mind about it. Like he said, he wanted to hear from Pastor Harden. You know, she didn't have to address him. You know, God is her witness. God is her judge. So that's the way that go. Now, she left. General manager left. He left Monday was his last day. Gave me his letter of resignation and everything. And there were some problems within me about him until we sat down and I talked to him. And I found out the reason why, you know, he was leaving. And I said, wow, you know, you got to put your family first. So I understand. Now, I can't go into detail about why Pastor Harden left and why he left, because they're going through a litigation. So that probably tells you a lot of things. Now, I know you're saying, wow, man, why are you going to leave? I'm going to leave because I was Shelton's personal consultant. I was not a paid employee of 12:30 a.m. The Blaze, 21st Century Broadcasting, or Mighty Media One, which is the new umbrella that they're operating under. Mighty Media One. I'm not a paid employee. I was Shelton's, S.Dot's personal consultant. He came to me and asked me to help him with some things because he had a position that he was getting ready to undertake. And that position was the he ended up taking the operations manager's position. And things got bad with the general manager. She left and he was appointed the general manager. And I was on board still as his personal consultant. We had a lot of conversations with the owner. Supposedly it was recorded, which Pastor Harden will help you a lot. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. So I was the personal consultant for the general manager. And like him, I'm going to leave. But let me tell you something about this guy. This is a man that knew he was going to leave last week. But he was going to make sure that this radio station would be up and running when he walked out the door. This man knew Friday that he was going to be gone. That was after he got the email about Kelby coming to the station. And one of the things that he did do is he started doing some things to make sure that the station would operate with him gone. A lot of things, he left all the passwords and everything so whoever would take his place could come in and learn the system. And he gave them plenty of time to do it because he scheduled D.L. Hughley. It's automated for a month, I do believe, to go. I do the music on the radio station, and he has programmed the commercials and everything, and then I come in and add the music. Well, the music and everything is done until I think May the 8th. I probably will, before I leave today, make it until May the 15th. We're trying to leave and bow out of this gracefully. The only thing that I always have to say is this about black business. You know, you got to pay your people. You must pay your people. And my brothers and sisters in communications, if you're not getting paid, you're not worth a quarter. Unless you're doing it for, like I was doing it for, a person that I hired when I was with Radio 1 as a van driver. And I just wanted to see him succeed, and I wanted to help him be a great program director, operations manager, general manager, or whatever he was going to be. And so I offered the help that he called me to help him to do. You know, I was retired since 2007. You know, so I came back to help him. I'm not making a quarter. I ain't gonna say I ain't making a cent. I ain't making a quarter right now, to this day. Been here over a year. I have to listen to my wife every day say, why are you doing that? They ain't even giving you gas money. I say, well, I promised, and I had a deal with Shelton. S-Dot, as everyone knows. And that's what it was, trying to make him be. Because to me, he was a great success story. I mean, everyone would want to be part of his success story. Guy comes up from nothing to be the general manager of a radio station. Now that's saying something, you know. One of the things that I was grateful that he stopped doing is every time you say, S-Dot, he go like, yes'm. I say, man, stop that. You the general manager. Stop running around. Be yourself, you know. And the guy was good. You know, he brought on Kiana in her sports show. He was responsible for giving the okay for Hot Rod Bellinger's NFL radio talk show, which he went out and sold the show. He was really making it big. He is the son-in-law of James Brown. You know, some good things. And of course, you know, I mentioned Nelson Curry and the Class Band and everyone. But man, oh man, it's a struggle. In black owners, you got to pay your people. That's all I got to say. Pay your people. I worked for an organization. They were white. They didn't pay us. But they filed for bankruptcy. And that's how Greg Davis got a hold of 92.3, 100.9. Because I came over with him. Beasley Broadcasting were the ones that was holding, that the trustee empowered in them to run the station until it could be sold. And that's how I got over at Foxy 103.1, working with Minnesota Fats and Cheryl Bess and the rest of the gang over there. So that's all I'm saying, you know, like, you got to pay your people. Because like I used to always say, when someone would come to me and say, I'll work for nothing, I said, if you have no value on yourself, how can I put a value on you? You know. So that's all I'm saying is, S. Shelton Patton, man, I appreciate you. You know, I've always been behind you in your corner. Pastor Harden, hey, I'm a God-fearing man, so I ain't messing around with you no way, shape, fashion. And, you know, whatever she does it from her heart, you know, with the Lord in it. Nelson Curry and Shaq Man and Boy Wonder, I know you're out there somewhere listening. But I'm going to post this. I'm recording it. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page a little bit later on. But I didn't want to go Facebook Live because, as y'all know, I really don't believe in Facebook Live. But that's all I'm saying. Dr. Michael Augustus, I wish you success in your endeavor with the radio stations here. But my man, you got to get your act together. And that's the truth. So in passing along this information, all I got to say is, my time is up. So until the next time, your wild man Ron Thomas saying you can check me out on Facebook. Because as you know, I go back to doing my Spreaker radio show every now and then on the internet. And it's posted on my Facebook page. So be cool, stay out of trouble, drink whatever makes you feel good, long as it's non-alcoholic. 2 steps to the real. Larry Holloman. Oh my goodness, I can't forget about Larry Holloman. Larry Holloman and the Lemonade and Vanilla Wafers crew. Man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all made me gain about 10 pounds with that, keeping me supplied with lemonade and vanilla wafers. I'm going to miss it. And Chef C, he came by today. Brought me some barbecue. Yes, he did. Woo! Out there at Skateland, man, I'm going to miss you, my brother. I'll probably come out and see y'all somewhere down the road. You know, I never can tell. Might be an event downtown Augusta. I'll be out there.